What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... I forgot this one. Okay, we're coming back to Momoiro Clover Z. Yes, indeed. Momoiro Clover Z fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SCL, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 41% of the vote, moving up for number 1012 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this. It is Momoiro Clover Z with a tune entitled Nightmare Before Catharsis. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, this was posted by Momoiro Clover Z channel, shocking, and the video has 645,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right. Here we go. I had no idea. Live Nightmare Before Catharsis from Momoclomania 2019. Road to 2020. I had no idea. Day 2. Cool. I have no idea what it says, but I'm sure it says everything it needs to. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
What's with the color commentary? I saw color commentary. That's like play-by-play more than color commentary. I'm looking for Pat Summerall right now, giving us the play-by-play with John Madden as his sidekick color commentator. Everybody tuned in for John Madden. Let's be honest here. We all tuned in for John Madden. But Pat Summerall, man, one of the best play-by-play guys ever. And I challenge anybody to say otherwise. What's up with that though? I don't understand that, but I'm sure there's a reason. I assume there's a reason. Don't know what it was, but that's okay. I will never understand this. Look at the crowd. The crowd is huge. They're packed. Packed. You cannot listen. You could take someone, slather them up in Vaseline or baby oil or whatever you want, and you could try to shove them in there with a shoehorn. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Someone's gonna pop out. You cannot get another person in there if you tried. They are packed to the rafters. SRO, standing room only.
It doesn't get any better than this.
And I don't get it. I just don't get it. But hey, look, more power to them. If they're able to pack a venue like this, seriously, I don't know how much they're charging for every 18 inches. You know, that's how you gauge it by. I don't know if they're doing $50 a seat, $80 a seat, $120 a seat, whatever. They're getting it, and they're packing it in. I mean, you gotta give them credit for that. You gotta. I don't understand it, but there's no denying that it's massive. And then you look at this. I mean, that's the other thing that I was kind of blown away by. Look at the ensemble. 2 guitar players, bass player, 2 keyboard players, 3 keyboard players, backing vocalists, auxiliary percussionist, drummer. I can't even see what's over here farther on. But I mean, that's a big ensemble, boy. It is. I say they've got to be huge. They have to be huge to get all this support and the sellout. I don't know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't think I would ever pay for a ticket to see them. I don't think I would. But then again, I might be wrong. Maybe this is going to be one of those things where I see these ladies in this group often enough, and I'm going to eventually go, you know what? I need to experience it for myself. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to go see them in person myself. I don't know. Whatever. Let's keep going here.
Nightmare Before Catharsis!
Crowd interaction, ridiculous. Everybody jumping.
悪い夢を見た現実が理想か今度こそ終わりだっていう否定しか混乱しない解放したい泣き言は言わない路上に転がる星屑の意識は競争を伴う宿命を持ってるゴロだらけの稲妻駆け出していく前に一瞬だけ笑ったその名は誰なんだろう私はどうなるんだろう何者になれんだろう
Okay, harmonies were good.
炎つなげ炎燃やせ命の果て正確なれ西と東下から上祝福分かってよオラントがそれてく肉体の声やジアートがもたらす精神の骨骨濡れたスニーカーのからの香り花火の上空焼き出し包み込みたいその名は何なんだろう歴史はどうなるんだろう伝説になるんだろう
I just don't get it. I don't know if I'll ever get it. Like personally, am I digging this? No. No, I'm not. If I'm being honest, I can't wait for this to be over. But at the same time, there's no denying. There's no denying that this is, for lack of a better word, it's amazing. All the musicians, the production, the crowd interaction. You know, I'm always big on, you know, crowd interaction. There's a ton of it. Their product is amazing. There's really no other way to put it. I don't like it. I doubt I'll ever like it. I very seriously doubt I'll ever like it. It is not my bag, man. It's just not my jam. But you cannot dismiss the attention to details, the grandness of it, the spectacle of it. I mean, you just can't deny these things.
Whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
You really can't. And on top of it, the ladies sound good. They really sound good with their vocals, especially that one section we just heard where they harmonize. You know, they build, start on the root, they add the third, they add the fifth and the eighth. So you ended up having a 4-part harmony. You can't deny that sounds good.
You like that, girl? That's how it goes.
Like I said, I can't wait for this to be over. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit in awe. I am a little starstruck, for lack of a better word. So I'm in absolute awe of the product that's in front of me. All right, let's finish this out, and we'll get to the review. Can't deny it. I mean, you just can't deny it. You could dispute it all you want, but you just cannot deny it. That's really all there is to it. Honestly, not a lot to talk about. There really isn't. This is pretty straight ahead. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Momoiro Clover Z with Nightmare Before Catharsis. This was a request from SCL, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 41% of the vote, moving up from number 1012 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay. I have a score. I have a score. And the score... the score makes sense. It does make sense. I'm not necessarily happy with the score. But it is the score that I feel this deserves. So let's get to that score, and I'll explain how I got to it and how I may not necessarily agree with it. And then I have questions, and I'm really hoping you guys can help me answer these questions because right now I'm kind of in limbo. Anyway, let's start with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that a 7.8. Yup, 7.8. Believe me, nobody's more confused by that score than I am. But yeah, at the end of the day, that is the score I feel this deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, 7.8. What does that mean? Well, 7.8 will translate to a really good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would get 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go. A 7.8, really good skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Boy, I'm so glad you asked because I'm not even 100% sure how I did on a personal level anyway. No, okay, here's the thing. Objectively, this is the score it deserves. And there are certain reasons and there's certain criteria that I look for and I need to have in order to give certain scores. Personally, I don't get it. I really do not understand it. I don't get this culture. I don't understand this vibe. I don't understand this style. I just don't get it. Okay, I just don't. I don't understand it. But that's okay. Just because I don't like it and I don't understand it doesn't mean it's not good. Now, this is better than good. This is really good. If you look at everything across the board, let's start in a really weird place, okay? Let's start with the live show. Did they meet all the criteria? Let's find out. Stage presence, check. Absolutely, they look like performers. They don't look like roadies wandering on the stage looking for their Allen wrench. No, they look like performers without question, right off the gate. So yeah, stage presence, check. Stage energy, non-stop, check. Not only do they do it, but they kept doing it throughout the entire show, throughout the entire performance. The stage energy was non-stop, coming back and sharpening the saw. Love that. Absolutely love that. So that's a big check. Stage interaction. Now okay, this one's a little bit of a tricky one. This one's a bit of a double-edged sword. I'm going to give it a check, and I'm going to give it a big check, but there's a contingency. There was a ton of stage interaction, and the stage interaction was non-stop between the 4 ladies. And the reason for the non-stop stage interaction was because of the choreography. A lot of their choreography was based on exchanges. A lot of their choreography was based on pass-offs. A lot of their choreography was based on unison. And in order to do that, you have to be able to interact with each other. You have to be able to watch each other, look for the cues, and react instantly. So was there interaction? Yes, there's a ton. Thanks to the choreography. Now, without the choreography, how would their stage interaction be? I don't know. I'm not sure. Looking back at the band behind them, there was none. 0. So I don't know. I don't know how that would go without the choreography. I don't know what the ladies would do. Not sure. But based on the product that we have here, on the performance that we had here, there was a ton of stage interaction. So we gotta give it to them. Crowd interaction. Are you serious? There was a ton of crowd interaction. The whole song was based around crowd interaction. The main theme of the song was based on crowd interaction and getting the crowd to respond. So yes, again, not just in 1 or 2 places, but throughout the entire performance, constantly sharpening the saw. So yeah, big check there. Showmanship, yes, big check, big check. Choreography was on point. Everything looked good. Everything looked rehearsed. Didn't look like anybody fell out of place. Everybody looked good. The backing band looked nice. Couldn't help but notice those water cannons came back. I remember them for the first time I reacted to these guys. And I'm gonna say the same thing again. I know people, when it comes to water in performance, can sometimes be set off by that. You know, as audience members. If you are familiar with these ladies, I mean, I don't know if this is one of my questions. Are those water cannons a regular thing? Is this one of their gimmicks that they use for their live shows all the time? Like, doesn't matter where they play, when they play, there's always those water cannons. Indoors, outdoors, rain or shine, summer or winter, doesn't matter. Those water cannons are always used. If that's the case, and you know this, and you go and you want to be in the pit, you want to be up front, and you're in the quote-unquote splash zone, then you have absolutely no right to complain when you get water on you. You have no right to complain when your clothes get wet, because you knew going in that those are going to be there. You're going to sit in the pit, that's like going to SeaWorld, going to see the old Shamu show, right? Y'all remember the Shamu show back in the day when they had the killer whales performing, and they had like the first, 5 rows designated as the splash zone. It's not, you might get wet. No. You will get wet. You might get soaked, but you are going to get wet. And people have the audacity to sit there and complain, I got wet. I got salt water on my brand new purse, and all this $200 dress is now ruined because of the salt water. Number one, why are you wearing a $200 dress to go to SeaWorld? Number two, if your purse is that expensive, leave it at home. Bring your travel purse. Number three, you willingly sat in the splash zone. It even warns you. There are signs posted up everywhere. This is the splash zone. You might get soaked. You will get wet. Guaranteed. If you don't want to get wet, don't sit in the splash zone. Same thing here. You don't want to get wet, you better not be in the pit, because you're gonna get wet at some point. I love it when people complain about that stuff. They go to shows and and everybody knows Ozzy Osbourne's gonna grab that bucket of water and boom into the crowd with it, and spray the water into the crowd in the front row. If you don't want to get wet, don't be in the front row. It's like going to see Gallagher when he would perform live. You don't want to get sprayed with squashed watermelon, then don't sit in the first few rows. And if you're gonna sit in the first few rows, you want to keep your clothes nice, wear a parka, bring a tarp. You watch those concert videos all the time of them performing, and you see the people in the front row. You know what time it is. That's right. It's time for the Sludge-O-Matic. You see everybody pull their tarps up and put on their parkas. So, it's common sense. So I don't know if those water cannons are used all the time or not. I'm assuming they are, because I've seen them in 2 different performances now. I'm assuming that they're used in every performance. I think that's kind of cool. It's different. It's unique. Goes right up there with production. So yeah, and along with the lights, the backing band, all looking good, all wearing the same outfit. The ladies in their outfits looking nice. So yeah, I got no issue with the production whatsoever. Bonus points. So the live show was all checked off, and a lot of those checks weren't just checks, they were strong checks. You add to that the song. Now the song itself, if I'm being honest, it's your typical pop rock song, okay? You got the pop, you got the rock, it's a nice blend, it's a nice hybrid. It's got some catchy riffs to it, it's got some nice melodic lines, the chordal progression makes perfect sense, it's got a nice feel, nice energy, nice drive, it's got everything working for it. Does that mean personally I like it? No. Nope, it is bubblegum, carbon copy, cut and paste pop rock. I mean, it really is. But at the end of the day, it works. It puts butts in seats, and isn't that what you want at the end of the day? You better believe it is. So it works. It absolutely works. Will I ever listen to this on my own?
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't be caught dead listening to this on my own. But I mean, it is what it is. It absolutely is, and it works. It, like I said, SRO, standing room only. You filled every 18 inches with a, who knows how much. Maybe the cheapest seats, $50 every 18 inches. Good on you, man. You're selling it out. You're making the money. That's what you want, right? There you go. no complaints on that, and no disrespect meant or intended. I mean, congratulations. You figured out a formula that works and generates money. So that's good by you.
Now, who can argue with that?
Robert!
I mean, like I said, I don't understand this culture. I don't get this culture. I'm not talking about Japanese culture. I'm talking about this band's culture. I don't understand this. What would you classify this act as? That's my other question. Is this J-pop? Is this I would hesitate to call it J-rock, but maybe that's what it's regarded as. Maybe it is J-rock. Not J-metal, I'll tell you that right now. Maybe it's J-pop. Maybe it's, I hear people say idol pop. I hear people say kawaii pop. I hear people say kawaii rock. I mean, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if the fans know. I'm sure by me asking this question, it's going to open up a huge discussion as to how would you classify these ladies? And I guarantee you, there's going to be people saying J-pop. There's going to be people saying J-rock. There's going to be people saying, you know, kawaii pop. There's going to be people saying, you know, idol rock. And there's going to be people saying idol pop. There's going to be people saying all of everything. I guarantee you. I can't wait to see the comments on this one, on that subject. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But I am curious. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there will be a consensus. And maybe the entire fan base it will come together and say they are classified as this, and everybody will agree. If that's the case, then I'll have my answer, and I'll be thrilled to have an actual definite answer. Then again, like I said, more than likely we're going to have a huge debate in there, and if we do end up having a huge debate, that's cool. But folks, please do me a favor and do yourselves a favor. Keep it civil. Please keep it civil. No name calling, no insulting, none of that BS, because two things will happen. One, if I see it, I'm going to delete those comments. Two, if I also see those people will be removed from the channel. You will never see a comment from them ever again because I will block them.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
You know the rules on my channel. You know how they go. So you want to debate? Debate, please. Have a great discussion. Have a great debate about it. But no name calling, no insulting, no threatening, none of that BS. You guys are adults. Act like adults, please, okay? So anyway, you take everything into account, the songwriting, the live performance, the production, the audience participation, you take everything into account here, and you get a really good score of 7.8. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.8, which is a really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then it did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.